Hello dear students, here is Amanat Ali. I'm going to talk about listening today. We are at page 38. It's unit 3 of level 2. So the topic of the unit is why are good manners important? As you know, good manners are always important, in our life. So wherever you are, wherever you live, whatsoever culture or country we are, good manners are always important. So here are some questions. You have to answer these questions. Do you feel the people are usually polite? Give example. Most of the time, how do people behave? They are polite or rude? So you have to answer this question and think and imagine and brainstorm your ideas. Then the second question: are you ever unsure about manners in social situation? Unsure about manners. In social situation. Give example. Yani you go to somewhere and you don't know about manners, so unsure about manners. So here, look at the photo. What are the men doing? What types of social situation is it? It's might be Japan or China or Korea. So the people, they are, what are they doing? You have to guess. I think it's showing the respect, matter of respect, and you can guess other meaning from it. Okay, you have to just think of the situation, answer the questions, and then we have to move to activity B. Here, as you know, we have unit question for each unit. So question, here we have 4 characters, for Juna, Marcus, Felix, and Sophie. What is their opinion? You have to listen it and then write name of person in front of each statement. For example, the first one is manner unites people. Who said this? So you have to listen carefully and then answer.
Unit 3, Behavioral Science. The Q Classroom.
The Unit 3 question is, why are good manners important? So let's talk about that. First of all, do you agree? Are good manners important? Yuna?
Yes, they are.
Why?
They make people feel good.
Okay. Anything to add to that? Marcus? Why are good manners important?
We show respect with good manners. You can offend people when you don't use good manners.
What do you think, Felix? Why are good manners important?
I agree with Yuna and Marcus. When you go to dinner at someone's house, you compliment the food. Maybe you bring some chocolates. They feel good, you feel good. Good manners make everyone happy.
Anything to add, Sophie, about why good manners are important?
Good manners unite people. Maybe we don't like the same things or have the same interests, but good manners help us get along anyway.
Yes, these are 4 students, Yuna, Marcus, Felix, and the answer. You have to write the name here in your book. If you don't have a book, write when you listen it, write name in your notebook. Then, according to Felix, how can you show good manners when you go to someone's home for dinner? Do you agree with Felix? Why or why not? When we go to someone home for dinner, we appreciate them or something like this. So you have to answer this question. Then here, after this, we will go to the next page. It's listening. Be polite. Be polite. As you know from the topic, polite mean showing good attitude or good manners to people. Yes. So here we have some words, vocabulary. First, you have to stop the video and see meaning of how many words do you know. There are 6 words: behavior, courtesy, etiquette, manner, polite, and rude. If you know the words, Yes, better. If not, then guess the meaning. Behavior. Behavior mean attitude. Behavior mean the way you act. Courtesy. Courtesy mean pleasant behavior that show respect. Yeah, courtesy mean good behavior, good manners, showing respect. That is courtesy. Etiquettes. Etiquettes are the rule of courtesy. For example, here in your culture, you have to use right hand to eat. Yes, and different etiquettes uh, in polite behavior. So rules and regulation. Then we have the word manner. Manner are acceptable behavior in a culture. Yani the behavior which we approve, the people like, and you don't offend someone, but people like. That is called manner. Polite. Polite means showing respect, having good manner, showing courtesy, polite. Yeah, to respect other. Then the rude. Rude is the opposite of polite. Rude is also impolite. Yeah, it's bad behavior. So we have these 6 words first. Then we have to read these sentences and choose the meaning. Yeah, circle the best meaning. We have 2 choices: behavior, courtesy. Here we have 2 choices: etiquette and behavior. You have to read the sentences and find out the best answer. So when you finish this exercise, yeah, it is here on this page. So you have to show the answer or share your answer when you have online class with your teachers. Then another exercise for the vocabulary. So we have the words like admit. Admit mean approve or accept. Yes, or yeah, here agree is true or wish it's wrong. Admit, I think it's one. So you have to read the underlined word in the context, read complete sentence, and then choose the best meaning, A or B. You have to choose. So same as the case, you have to do with increase. Increase mean grow, higher mean more in number, opposite of decrease. Yes, violence. Violence mean cruelty, showing cruelty or hurt someone. Yes, so that is, you have to choose. Scream. Scream mean like you see loud voice. Yeah, so you have to guess the meaning from the context. Read all the sentences and you can guess. Then we have to move to the next predicting. How do you predict? Predict mean to imagine or think about the future situation. For example, here is giving example. Someone asks you about the tiger. What do you know about tiger? What do they look like? Yeah, where do they live? For example, tiger in the forests. Or anyone asks you about any topic, if you have the previous knowledge, you can guess and predict what someone will say. So predicting is also a technique to guess a topic or what is going to happen. Then we have to move to next page. Here we have 3 radio programs. Yes, part 1. Here you have to first you have to read the question. Part 1. The host of the program is going to introduce his guest. What information do you think he will include? Yes, so he's going to introduce a host, is going to introduce a guest. So what information will he give? Second question, what question did the host ask at the end part? Yes, at part 1, what is the question and what will the answer? So you have to predict how does the host feel about being polite. Yes, so feel, how does he feel or respond being polite. So you have to guess, maybe the question is about politeness, maybe about rude behavior, something. Okay, so you have to listen one by one and answer.
Unit 3, Listening Skill, Activity E, Part 1.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Scott Weber, your host on Book Talk. Tonight, Lynn Hancock is here with us. Lynn is a journalist and regularly writes book reviews for the Sunday Nation. So, Lynn, tell us what book you have for us today.
Thanks, Scott. I have a little book here called The Civility Solution: What to Do When People Are Rude. It's by P.M. Forney, a professor of Italian literature at Johns Hopkins University. Professor Forney believes that there is an increase in rudeness in our society today.
Does he really think that people are ruder now than in the past?
Yes. So what question did he ask at the end, and what is the book about? Who is the guest?
Unit 3. Listening Skill. Activity E. Part 2.
Yes, he does. And he thinks that this is a serious problem. It's not just that people don't obey the rules of etiquette. Rudeness and bad manners actually hurt us. For one thing, they cause stress, which is bad for our health. And in the worst cases, rudeness can even result in violence.
Violence?
Yes. What we call road rage is just one example. Drivers get very angry and scream at each other. Sometimes they even get into fights. This is becoming more common.
So, what does Professor Forney think we should do about it?
Well, that's where the civility solution comes in. When someone is rude to us, it's natural or normal to be rude to them. You're rude to me, so I'm rude to you. It's a circle of rudeness. But when we're polite to someone who is rude, it breaks the circle. In other words, you're rude to me, but I'm polite to you. If people can learn to do this, our society will be better.
It sounds very nice, but it isn't easy. How can I be polite if someone's rude to me?
Yes, she is suggesting civility solution to break the circle of rudeness. You have to be polite. Then we have to listen part 3.
Unit 3. Listening Skill. Activity E. Part 3.
Forney admits that it isn't easy, but he has some ideas about how to do it. Here's an example of something that happened to me last week. I accidentally bumped into a man on a crowded bus. The man yelled at me, "Look where you're going!" So I decided to try the civility solution. I calmly and politely said, "I'm sorry, sir, but the bus is crowded. You don't need to yell." At first, the man looked surprised, but then he said, "Sorry, I guess I'm just tired today."
So, in other words, you can tell people that you don't like their behavior and be polite at the same time.
Exactly. That's the idea. And sometimes, not always of course, but sometimes, when you're polite, the other person becomes more polite as well and uses common courtesy. Also, you feel better. You're not getting angry and stressed about the situation.
I guess I can try it the next time someone is rude to me. Hey, maybe we should practice. Say something rude to me and let me try to...
Yes, this is all. You have listened all 3 parts. You have to read this question and answer the questions. Then we'll move to the next activity. That is here some words have been given: bad manners, increase, polite, rudeness, the civility solution, journalist, road rage, violence. So you have to listen, stop the video, listen these 3 parts again and take notes. After that you have to do this exercise, this activity B. Yes, if it is true, write T. If it is false, write F. Professor Forney said people are more polite now than in past. Did he mention anything about past? No. So it's it's false. So yes, then you have to read all these sentences and write T for true and F for false. Yeah, so you have to complete this and share your answer with your teacher during the online session. When you finished it, you have to move to exercise C. What does it say? Circle the answer best, complete each statement. Circle the best answer. The host of the program is Scott Weber, John Hopkins, or Lynn Hancock. Yeah, it's Scott Weber. So you have to, if you need listening, these are the same except we listen on page 42. So you can go back here and listen and then respond. So choose A, B, or C. So you have to finish this exercise, this activity, and then move to activity D. We have some questions here. Lynn Hancock tells a story. Show how to show the civility solution. Work for her. So work with the partner, or you can work by yourself and answer these questions. What happened? She was in a bus. What? Yeah, was it an accident? How did she do it on a purpose? So you can know it's not on a purpose. Yeah, it was not on a purpose. It was by accident. So what did the man do and what did the Lynn respond? So you can do this exercise and share the answer with your teachers during the online session. Also ask your teacher to share answer key so you can confirm your answer. So I cannot show answer here because you have to do this exercise first and then you have to use the answer key. Then we have the words. Work with a group. Read excerpt from listening and fill in the missing word, then listen and check your answer. Okay, let me play the audio track. You have to listen carefully and fill it with the words you listen.
Unit 3. Listening 1. Activity E.
Well, that's where the civility solution comes in. When someone is rude to us, it's natural or normal to be rude to them. You're rude to me, so I'm rude to you. It's a circle of rudeness. But when we're polite to someone who is rude, it breaks the circle. In other words, you're rude to me, but I'm polite to you. If people can learn to do this, our society will be better.
Yes, you have to.
Unit 3.
Yes, fill in the blanks with the words you listen. You can stop and go back in the video and listen it again. Now here we have some activities. Choose one of these situations. Yeah, create a conversation to practice the civility solution. Civility solution, as you heard about it, someone is rude, you should show the politeness, and someone is rude. So here we have two situations: a meeting of co-worker in an office to discuss the way to make the office better place to work. So you suggest, for example, you are A, you suggest to bring coffee or tea in the office. Yes, but B says, oh, it's ridiculous. He or she doesn't like it. She says it's ridiculous. Maybe it's a stupid idea. So you respond. You have to respond it with the logic and with reason, so to convince him or her. Situation 2. Two people sitting next to each other on a train. There is a sign about the seat that says, as a courtesy to other passenger, please do not use your cell phone on the train. Yes, so you are using your phone, or on the phone someone asks you to stop using phone. So what will you say? You have to use civility solution to set the matter. Yes, so this one we have to complete it and then move to the next. Organizing notes. Yes, when you want to make notes, these are the how and what are the techniques you can make your notes. For example, you are listening an audio, or you are watching a documentary, or you are reading a book, so you want to make notes. So what is the important thing you have to do? Yes, so first of all you have to use few keywords, yes, about the topic, and also write the important points and page numbers. Yeah, then this is also write the page number. Just happen write the number, page number are important topics, topic number 1, topic number 2, topic number 3. In this way you can make notes. Here, listen to the introduction to talk title A History of Rude Behavior. Then prepare page you could use to take notes. You have to take notes on a page. So you have to listen. Yeah, the history. What is the topic? The history of rude behavior. So you have to listen about it and then take notes.
Unit 3. Note-taking skill. Activity A.
We often hear that people today are not as polite as they were in the past. But it is also true that ideas about polite behavior change over time. Things that we think are rude today were considered polite in the past. Some of these things will surprise or even shock you. First, we'll look at table manners from Roman times to the present. Is it really bad manners to eat with your fingers? Second, we will examine people's behavior at public events such as concerts. Today, talking during a concert is definitely a no-no, but in 1840, people criticized one pianist because he played so loudly that it was difficult for the ladies to talk.
Yes, so the important information you have listened: table manners and public behavior. Take note. Okay, next we have listening to classroom etiquettes. These are very important for you, for how a student should be polite in a class, or classroom etiquettes for a student and teacher as well. I mean, everyone is equally responsible. For example, not using phones, be attentive, teacher should dress well, explain everything. So these are different behaviors and different etiquettes, rules of the class. So we have the vocabulary: attentive. This is for attentive, mean to pay attention, to listen someone carefully. Yeah. Courteous, second word, it means, it's adjective, polite, having courtesy. Are you courteous? Yes. Are you polite person? Deal with. How do you deal with negative people? Deal with mean to solve a problem. It's a phrasal verb. So how to solve a problem. Then improve. Improve, same mean increase in quality. Then it get better, make something better. Yeah. Influence. Influence, impact, effect, the power to change how someone or something acts. Yeah. Influence means to impact, or to show impact, or to influence someone. Yes, to make positive changes in someone. Principle. Yeah, here principal, we have another word with the same sound but different spelling. Al, it means the person in charge of a school, head of the school, or manager of the school, or executive. So there is respect, showing honor, consideration for the right and feeling of other people. Yes, respect means honor, showing good manners. Yes. Shout out, phrasal verb, say something in loud voice, yani screaming, yelling. Valuable, something useful, something is important. Yes. Valuable, something has great value. You have to read these sentences and insert the exact word from here, from proper word. I apologize Sure, I have space for her feeling. I have what? What do you choose here? Attentive, no. Courteous, no. Deal with, no. Yes, yes. I have this respect for her feeling. So same thing you have to do. You have to read these sentences and add the appropriate word here in these places. So when you finish it, you have to show the answer to your teacher during the online session. Yes, here now we have to go to next exercise A. Listen to the first part of the news report about teaching etiquette in the classroom. Prepare a page or note taking. There is teaching etiquette. Yes, you have to listen it. Yes, prepare a page for note taking. Write a few keywords and a short outline. Yes, only write, you can note keywords or short outline. Okay, listen.
Unit 3. Listening 2. Activity A.
And finally tonight, we have this report from Larry Stark. We frequently hear that children don't have good manners. In today's society, parents are too busy to teach their children manners. For example, families don't sit down at the table to eat together. As a result, children don't learn good table manners. Also, children don't know how to behave politely around adults. When, for example, they should use titles like Mr., Mrs., or Ms. So, here's Larry. He'll first tell us what schools are doing about this and what the results are. Then, he'll answer the important question: how do teachers and parents feel about it?
Yes, this one is about table manners, and then the school is arranging a classes for teaching classroom etiquettes. Teaching etiquettes, yeah. So you have to listen B as well.
Unit 3. Listening 2. Activity B.
Thanks, Katie. Schools are giving their students classes in etiquette and polite behavior. But the teachers aren't teaching these classes. In one school, the principal asked a company called Polite Children to teach the classes. Marjorie Lucas is the owner of the company. Polite Children offers courses in manners to the schools. This is how Ms. Lucas explains it.
Teachers spend a lot of valuable class time dealing with bad behavior. A lot of this is just bad manners. We teach manners for many different situations. Children learn both table manners and classroom manners. They also learn how to relate to adults. In the end, manners are all about having respect for others. That's why it's important to use words like please, thank you, and excuse me. That's why kids in the classroom should raise their hands and not shout out answers. When children learn to be courteous in these small ways, they learn to respect other people.
We asked Tom Saunders, a school principal, about the effect of these classes at his school.
You know, Larry, they're having a good influence on our students. After we started the classes, students' grades went up by 10 to 13% in 1 year. Teachers say that students are more attentive in the classroom. This saves a lot of time. Time teachers can spend teaching instead of correcting bad behavior. There's less violence in the school, too. For example, we have fewer fights in the hallways. This improves the quality of the school.
Parents also like the etiquette classes. Here's Jenny Miranda, whose son Marcos is in the 3rd grade.
Marcos came home and said he wanted to practice being polite. I was amazed. Now we're practicing things like calling adults Mr., Mrs., or Ms., and saying please and thank you. These little things make a big difference.
Thanks for that report, Larry. That's all for tonight. So I will now politely wish all of you a very good evening.
Yes, I also wish you. Yeah. Okay. Then here we have activity C. So first you have to read this question. The main point of the new report is that, which is the option? You have to read this option according to the Marjorie Lucas. Yeah. So you have to read this question. Yeah. 3 question, and then go back and play the tracks, and you will find the answers. Yes. So you have to answer these questions properly to your teachers in the online session. Yes. Then we have to move to next page. Yes. Here we have work with partner. Try to find information in your notes about each of these items. Listen again and add your notes. Yes. Add your notes. For one example of the polite behavior for children around adults, use title like Mr., Mrs. and Ms. MS. This is for unmarried women. The name of the company that teaches etiquette class. Yes. The name of the company that teaches etiquette class. You have to listen again, or if you know, remember the name, or if you have taken the notes, so you have to write the name here. One example of good behavior at school. You have to write their example. 2 positive results from the etiquette in the class. Yeah, 1 student using the titles and another one. So you have to complete this one. Write answer here, and then just share with your teacher during the online session. Listen to these sentences from the news report. Circle the sentence closest in the meaning to the one you hear. Yeah, we have 2 sentences, A and B. Yes, so you have to listen and choose one that you listen the closest meaning. Okay, you have to listen first, or first you have to read these sentences before listening. First read these sentences all, and then you have to listen this audio, so you can choose the best answer.
Unit 3. Listening 2. Activity E. 1.
Teachers spend a lot of valuable class time dealing with bad behavior.
2.
When children learn to be courteous in these small ways, they learn to respect other people.
3.
After we started the classes, students' grades went up by 10 to 13% in 1 year.
4.
Teachers say that students are more attentive in the classroom.
So there are some words that we match. For example, for more attentive mean student listen more carefully. Grades of the student increase mean got better. So he will not use the exact word, but you have to this is listening comprehension. You have to match the meaning of the words with the words you listen. Yes, that's great. You have to do this. And yes, let's move to exercise or activity F. Here we have words like in the box: get into flights, Mr., Ms., Mrs. Raise your hand, say excuse me. So you have to put these words here in the blanks. The first one is done for you. When you want to answer a question, raise your hand. Don't space when I ask a question. Don't raise your hand. Don't say please. Don't shout your answer. Yeah, so you have to put it here and then put appropriate words here accordingly. At the end you have, this one is important. You can answer this question and in the discussion board, in the discussion on Blackboard. Yeah, is it true that parents today are not teaching good manners to their children? You have to share your experience, why or why not. How did you learn about manners or etiquettes, yeah, from our parents or who else? is a source, from our siblings, from our teachers. Yeah, so you have to answer. Think about listening 1 and 2. You discuss the question, what would Professor Forney think about companies giving etiquette classes in school? So you have to write the answers and show it to your teacher. Then let's move to vocabulary skill, that is synonyms. You know, synonyms mean the same meaning. For example, reply, respond, yeah, or answer, deny, refuse. Yes, so these words, they give the similar meaning, but basically they are a little, sometimes they are a little different. Yeah, similar meaning, they are used in similar meaning, but basically some words they give different meanings. I mean, a little difference. For example, the word anger and rage. So anger, you are angry and feeling angry, but little. Rage means very angry, extremely angry. Yeah, so same is the case with refuse and deny. For example, we use the words refuse mean to say no. For example, someone asks you for favor, you say no. Deny mean you, when there is something that is reality, you deny. No, I mean, this is not possible. So here are some words. You have to match 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 to A B C D E F G H. Yeah, courteous. Courteous means growth, often, impolite, actions, yell, manners, important. Yeah, which one? You're courteous, someone who is polite. So you have to match here, right? D here. So rude, yeah, is impolite. You have to do the rest of the words, rest of the exercise. You have to do it yourself, and also share the answer with your teacher, and ask your teacher to share answer key with you on the blackboard. Yeah, also teacher can share the audio tracks in the content in the audio, so you can listen to audio tracks separately. Okay, next we have exercise or activity B. Synonyms work well. Rewrite each sentence using synonyms for the word in bold. Yeah, I think it's rude. Here he's using the word rude. Here using impolite. Screaming, stop screaming. What is the synonyms to screaming? Yelling. Yeah, so you have to write, replace the word, yeah, to make one sentence. If sales people are courteous, yes, they will probably, courteous mean polite, so you have to use the synonyms from the previous page, page 50, and replace this word, and write the synonym instead of the bold word. Okay, that's all. Thank you for your time. So you have to watch this video, and also you have if you want to ask any question, ask your teacher during the sessions, so they will help you, and they will share content, like they will share these audio tracks, answer keys with you. Thank you so much.